Welcome to the new podcast, In the Garden with Susan. I'm your host, Susan Ladner. I will aim to bring you top quality information on how to save open pollinated seeds, grow a garden, and preserve what you grow. Every Wednesday, I'll be sharing practical tips and techniques to help you on your journey to food security. Join me as I preserve the abundance of produce that my garden provides. Learn new ways of putting food away for the winter and some old ways that are from another century. You can find this podcast on Shopify and at my website. Come on, let's go wander down to the garden and awaken the dreams, history, and love that is held inside every seed. Hello and welcome to another edition of In the Garden with Susan. And today I'm going to be talking about flowers. And so in all the years that I've been gardening, my focus has always been vegetables and things I can eat. I grew some flowers, mostly for companion planting, or some of them, like, if I thought they were rare, or I would just plant some flowers because I'd like to see nice things. However, it was never really a major focus of mine, and I'm just starting to really sort of discover them. And yes, maybe it's because I have a seed company and I realize I don't really have that many flowers, but I had the seed company in Ontario and it really never was a focus. So just lately I've started, well, what started it off was the garlic braiding. When I saw you could braid flowers into garlic, and then I started like looking for these flowers that could be braided in. And ever since that moment, I have had my eyes opened more to flowers, and I'm starting to collect them. And I'm going to grow some amazing flowers this year. So as I've been thinking about that, and then I did a blog post about feng shui gardens. And so as I'm creating because I'm totally redoing some of my garden because I have all this new land that's been turned over. And so I'm thinking about that, creating a real, before it was always just like grow the vegetables, save the seeds. It was the garden. It wasn't somewhere where I went out and was like, oh, like this is so beautiful, even though I always thought it was beautiful because it always was beautiful to me. And there would be color around, and there would be, flowers here and there, but they were more like filling in the spaces as I would, be, isolation distances. And I'd first be making, like, plotting out how far apart I want, the peas. And so I would put all that stuff in place, and when I had empty space, I would put food in that was to be eating. And then sometimes I'd have some of these flowers and I'd throw the flowers in, and it was just like, oh, but so this year I'm starting to actually plan for the flowers to be going in. And as I've been thinking about it, I started thinking about, I really want to have my garden smelling amazing, because I know I've grown jasmine tobacco. Like, it is actually one flower that I love because it smells amazing. And I remember last year I was in the garden and the wind came in and I could smell the jasmine scent it was really quite far away. And I've heard some people say it can go up to 30 feet. And I almost think this was further, but only because I was downwind. And it just shifts everything. It makes the garden such a lovely place to be. So today we're going to talk about building an aromatherapy garden. And this is something, this podcast is sort of for me, because it's something I really want to start collecting the seeds, and I have been starting to collect some of these seeds I'm going to talk about today. But I want it to be all flowers that are accessible to the regular gardener, like me. So either, I think some of them I'll have to go like buy the lavender because there's not time to grow it from seed. But some of them I can either go and get some of these at the garden center. But most of them I want to start from seed because I want to do some large plantings of them to, get the full effect and make it a really, enchanting place to be in the garden with all these smells. So, you know, we're going to look at like there's 10. We're going to look at 10 flowers today that can be started from seed, and they have the strongest scents of all the flowers. And you know what? Maybe I'm not going to get all of them. Maybe I missed some. And so if any of my listeners know of any flower, please leave a comment, or get a hold of me, like go on my Facebook or Instagram and let me know what the flowers are if I've missed any, because I'm just so interested and I really want to, get all these things growing. So the first one is sweet peas. And they're everybody knows they are known for their sweet fragrance, and they come in a variety of colors. And I think some of them are more fragrant than others, because I believe in the past I have grown sweet peas that did not have any scent, and I was really disappointed. I have a variety growing this year. It's a highly scented, I think even that's the name, but I'm not quite sure right now. So really, if you're going to put some sweet peas in, now is the time. Where the window's closing rapidly on that. And make sure that when you check the description, they are highly scented, and because they do need the cooler temperatures, and to be started early. The next one is lavender. And so it's really slow to germinate from seed, and it had to be started a while ago. So I have ordered a lavender plant from a farm. I'm going next time I drive out of town towards Vernon, I'm going to go pick it up. Just because it is hard to get started. And then we have night scented stock. And these flowers release a strong, sweet scent in the evening, and they're easy to grow, and they're ideal for borders and containers. Then we have Gardenia, and it is known for its intensely fragrant white flowers. It's a little bit more challenging to grow from seed. So I might be making a trip to the garden store, even though I just do not go buy flowers anymore, right? Because I think, why? I grow them from seed, and it's so expensive. If I go buy something from the garden center, it's at the end of the season. But this year I'm going to make a special trip, and I am going to buy some gardenia, just for the fragrance. And then we have lilacs, and they can be grown from seed, but they take several years to bloom. And I'm not going to be putting a lilac bush in the garden. However, maybe, some people have them around. And then there's jasmine, and this includes several species. Many are known for their delightful fragrance, and jasmine can be grown from seed, although there are some species that are easier to grow than others. And so now we have freesia, and maybe I'm saying that wrong. I should have looked this up before I started the podcast. But anyway, it is renowned for its powerful and sweet fragrance, and it can be grown from bulbs rather than seeds, but they are a really fantastic choice for a scented garden. And 4 o'clocks. I'm really excited about these because I have a whole tray of these growing. And I started growing them before I even knew that they were highly scented. And these unique flowers will open up in the late afternoon to evening and emit a strong, pleasant fragrance. And then we have nicotiana. And these are also known as flowering tobacco, and they emit a strong, sweet scent, particularly in the evening. And the jasmine tobacco is a nicotiana, and it opens at night, and like, wow. And I have one story to tell of the jasmine tobacco. I grew it when I lived downtown Salmon Arm, and a woman would come and stand at the end of my driveway almost every night. And I was kind of getting a little concerned. I was uncomfortable. I didn't know what she was doing. And one time she saw me, and she must have known I wasn't sure what to do about the situation. And she said, "Oh, don't mind me. I come here every night to smell that scent." She said, "One of your flowers has an amazing smell." And she said, "I just come here, stand here, and I smell it." And so that was such a, for me, because I just got used to it, and I've been very used to it because I grow it all the time. So just to have someone that came to enjoy it, and then I thought all the people coming along can really enjoy it also, and it would go up into our windows. So that is, I highly recommend that. And I actually have that seed in my online shop if anybody's interested, just because I always have that seed. That's one flower I grow every year. And then the last flower is phlox. And they have a sweet honey-like fragrance, and they are very easy to grow from seed. So I just want to talk a little bit about like the different flowers, and get into like the I want to know what the aromatherapy is on them. Like, what sort of effects are they going to have on the emotions? Like, as I'm planning where I'm going to put them, I sort of want to know like what are they going to be doing? And so for the sweet peas, culturally and historically, they've been used in various ways. In some traditions, they are believed to have magical properties that can enhance wisdom and provide spiritual strength. They were a sensation during the Victorian era and used extensively in floral arrangements. And so, as for aromatherapy, there's no actual, they don't make an oil from it. So that, I never really thought about that. And the one thing that it's important to note about sweet peas is that they are toxic and should not be ingested by humans or animals. And they are particularly harmful for dogs, cats, and children if consumed in large quantities. So I've never thought about eating sweet peas, but you know what? Maybe with, people putting flowers in salads, we don't want to do that. So they, their scent is, this was one really great thing to know, that their scent is disliked by flies. So they're a natural deterrent in gardens. And that would, be something, if you want to, people have barns or, anywhere the flies come around, planting them there. And so in aromatherapy, the sweet pea scent is believed to have a calming and relaxing effect on the mind and body. The aroma of sweet pea flowers have traditionally been used to treat respiratory and circulatory problems. And today, there is an essential oil. I don't know why I thought there wasn't. The essential oil is used for its soothing properties. The sweet and delicate scent of sweet pea is thought to promote relaxation, reduce stress, and even alleviate anxiety. Furthermore, the use of sweet pea in aromatherapy can inspire feelings of gratitude, happiness, and well-being. So that's kind of amazing. I look forward to, going and hanging out by the sweet peas. And then next we have lavender. And I think everybody knows about lavender, but I'm still going to, include it in here because it has such a calming fragrance. I know that I used to put it, it's really, after you change the sheets, you can sometimes, put some fragrance, or you can even put it in a spray bottle and spray it, and it's very calming and it'll help you get to sleep. So lavender is linked with grace, calmness, and luxury. Its soothing aroma is closely associated with the crown chakra, enhancing spiritual connections and symbolizing purification and tranquility. So that's quite amazing. Go hang out in the lavender and meditate because, if we're doing Findhorn gardening, that's the place to go. So the healing properties of lavender is in the ancient times, they would treat headaches, insomnia, digestive issues, and skin irritations. And today it's wide used for many therapeutic properties. So for emotionally, lavender oils will aid in expressing oneself verbally, calms the mind, and alleviates insecurities related to expressing true thoughts and feelings. And it will help to open communication, enabling peace of mind, acceptance, and unconditional love. And lavender can also ease loneliness and bring emotional warmth. So lavender scent in a garden can have a calming and relaxing impact on people, promoting mental calm and a sense of serenity. And so then I also started thinking, like, I want to know, how far are these scents going to be traveling in the garden? You know, like, if I'm putting them in places, like, how far away will will you be able to smell them? And so the intensity of lavender's fragrance will depend on various factors, including the amount of sunlight the plant receives, the soil type, and watering practices. Lavender plants thrive in conditions with at least 6 hours of sunlight daily, especially morning sunlight, as this is when the oil concentration in lavender is the highest. And that's kind of amazing, because that's where you should go in the morning, for your meditation. Go to your little lavender area. The fragrance of lavender is more pronounced in well-draining sandy soils with low to medium nutrient content, as overly fertile soils can inhibit the plant's scent production. That is good to know. Overwatering lavender can lead to root rot and stress the plant, reducing its ability to produce the characteristic fragrance. Maintaining an optimal soil pH, mildly acidic to alkaline, is also crucial for encouraging scent development in lavender plants. So that's I think that the most part of that really interests me is that lavender scent is associated with the crown chakra, and symbolizes tranquility and spiritual connection. And so that is a good place to go have your little calm area, where you just go and sit and get ready to garden, or just after your gardening, go sit and relax and have that place where you can be with your garden and your plants, and you'll be more relaxed than to receive any messages from your garden. And so now we're going to go to the night scented stock. And I have never grown this. I just ordered the seeds actually last night. So I'm looking forward to this. This is also known as evening stock. It is an annual plant valued for its unique characteristic of releasing a powerful and sweet fragrance in the evening. The flowers of this plant comes in various colors, such as purple, pink, yellow, or brown, and they typically bloom from spring to fall. This plant thrives best in full sun, but it can tolerate dappled shade. For optimal growth, it should be planted in average, moderately moist, well-drained soil with a neutral to slightly alkaline pH. Like many fragrant flowers, it can contribute to a sense of tranquility and relaxation in a garden, especially in the evening when its scent is most potent. The aroma of flowers in general is often associated with feelings of peace, comfort, and a connection to nature, which can have a soothing and calming effect on your mind and emotions. If you plant night-scented stock in your garden, you can certainly smell its fragrance, especially during the evening hours when the scent is the strongest. However, the exact distance the fragrance can travel will depend on several factors, including the number of plants, the weather, and air currents. Generally, fragrant plants like night-scented stock are best enjoyed in closer proximity, such as patio containers or near sitting areas where you can appreciate their scent more directly. And so I'm very excited about that. I'm so excited to grow those. So now we go on to the Gardenia. And this has intensely fragrant white flowers, and it holds a special place in both spiritual symbolism and aromatherapy. And so these flowers are often associated with purity, innocence, and protection. They are believed to bring positive energies and safeguard against negativity. In various cultural contexts, gardenias symbolize qualities like love, trust, respect, and clarity. The flower's significance can vary. However, it usually represents renewal, hope, dreams, beauty, and even secret love. So in aromatherapy, the essence of Gardenia is known for its soothing effects, and it has been used to treat various mental health conditions like anxiety and depression. And the fragrance of Gardenia is described as feminine, woody, and fresh, often used in high-end perfumes for its unique scent. Inhaling the Gardenia fragrance is believed to promote relaxation, lift mood, and enhances cognition. When planted in a garden, the fragrance of gardenias can be a delightful sensory experience. The scent is so strong that it's noticeable and can be enjoyed in proximity and will create a calm and serene environment. And so now we're going to move on to jasmine. And this is another fragrance that holds some significant spiritual and aromatherapy value. And so in the Chinese culture, it symbolizes feminine sweetness and beauty, and is associated with the moon goddess Chang'e or Chang'u. Sorry, I hope I'm saying that wrong. Um, Anyway, Chang'u. In aromatherapy, jasmine is used for its calming effects. Its scent can clear the mind, improve concentration, and enhance mental clarity, making it ideal for meditation and spiritual practices. Additionally, jasmine is believed to stimulate the third eye chakra, aiding in developing intuition and spiritual insight. In a garden, the fragrance of jasmine can be quite noticeable. Jasmine's scent, especially in the evening, can create a serene atmosphere, though the distance of fragrance that will travel will vary, upon different factors. And so I'm going to have to get some jasmine that, just for the whole meditation of it. Like this year, I've been so busy out in the garden. Well, there's nowhere to go and sit. I've just got, soil everywhere, and I'm just clearing rocks and weeds and trying to get the garden in order. It's not really a time to be, although maybe I should. I'll go sit out there and relax. And now we have freesia. And it's renowned for its sweet and powerful fragrance, and it holds deep spiritual and emotional significance across various cultures and traditions. In Christianity, it symbolized purity, innocence, and resurrection, reflecting divine beauty and grace. Buddhists viewed it as a symbol of enlightenment and spiritual awakening, representing life's impermanence. In Hinduism, it is associated with the goddess Saraswati, embodying knowledge, creativity, and wisdom. And North American traditions honor freesia for its healing properties and connection to nature. And so this scent is known for its uplifting and mood-enhancing qualities in aromatherapy. Its fragrance can soothe the mind, alleviate stress, and promote relaxation. Furthermore, the enchanting scent is believed to inspire creativity, artistic expression, and emotional well-being. The flower's delightful aroma, when planted in a garden, can be quite noticeable, particularly in close proximity. The distance will depend on, many factors as usual. And so now we have 4 o'clocks, and these are unique in their blooming pattern and fragrance. These flowers open in the late afternoon to evening. They emit a strong and pleasant fragrance. While there isn't a widely recognized specific spiritual meaning for 4 o'clocks, their unique characteristics lend themselves to various symbolic interpretations. Their habit of opening in the evening can be seen as a symbol of awakening or coming to life in the face of new opportunities or challenges, suggesting adaptability, and resilience. And so there's no mention of the scent of 4 o'clocks in aromatherapy. And so growing a variety of bright and pastel shades, 4 o'clocks will bloom in summer through fall and may exhibit a sweet smelling fragrance. They thrive in full sun and well-drained soil, making them a suitable choice for garden beds and borders. The unique characteristic of these flowers blooming in the evening and their appealing fragrance make them an enchanting addition to gardens. Along walkways and where their fragrance can be fully appreciated. And now my favorite, jasmine tobacco. This holds a special place in spiritual traditions and aromatherapy. This flower, native to South America, has been valued in various cultures for its sacred and transformative qualities. In some indigenous cultures, nicotiana is considered a sacred plant used in rituals, ceremonies, and offerings. It has been associated with spiritual transformation, protection, and communication with the spirit world. The plant's use in shamanic practices is notable, especially for facilitating altered states of consciousness and spiritual exploration. And I have to tell you, when you're standing in the garden and you are immersed in this scent, in the middle of summer when it's hot and it just engulfs you, it is an experience. I didn't know that about the plant and what the scent did, but I can tell you it does. It changes you. Maybe this is why I grow it every year, because I just love that feeling of being immersed in this scent. In aromatherapy, while the specific effects of jasmine tobacco scent are not widely detailed, they think that they're calming and relaxing, and I think it's more than calming and relaxing. For a woman to walk and come and stand at the end of my driveway, almost every night, and she'd stand there for a while. There's something there. If planted in a garden, its fragrance particularly noticeable in the evening. Well, jasmine tobacco is only in the evening because the flowers open up at night. And I think it's been said that it'll go about 30 feet. So yeah, that's that. And now we have phlox flowers. And I love phlox. I had a phlox here, and my darn dog, she dug it up. I don't know why. I was very sad because it was beautiful. I'm gonna have to get another one. And last year, I actually grew the cherry caramel phlox. I love them. I love phlox flowers so much. So they carry a deep and spiritual significance across various cultures. They are often seen as symbols of harmony, compatibility, unity, partnership, and agreement, representing unified hearts and souls. This symbolism extends into the idea that phlox flowers bring about positive energy and good fortune, adding a sense of balance and tranquility to one's surroundings. These flowers are also linked to purity, growth, and rebirth, underscoring their role in symbolizing new beginnings and continuous development. In terms of their impact in aromatherapy and on emotions, while specific effects of phlox scent aren't widely detailed, flowers with the pleasant aroma like phlox are generally known to induce a sense of calm and relaxation. They can also help reduce stress and create a soothing atmosphere. When planted in a garden, the fragrance of phlox is indeed noticeable, especially in varieties that are known for their sweet scent. The intensity of the fragrance can vary with temperature changes, and in some varieties, the scent is the strongest during the highest temperatures of the day. However, the distance of fragrance traveled would depend on various factors. So that's something interesting. That's one of the plants to get so you can have the smell during the day. I'll have to look up some varieties. I'll have to get into this and find what varieties smell the most in the phlox. And so it just says here that in legends and folklore, phlox has been associated with various stories and beliefs. For example, one legend suggests that phlox flowers were created from the flaming torches used by Odysseus and his sailors during their descent into the underworld, symbolizing bravery and endurance. So there we have it, you guys. I hope that I've maybe inspired you to think about some highly scented plants to put into your garden and to have them in different areas, just to have, a very enjoyable place to be this summer. Well, the garden's always enjoyable to be, but I'm sure you all know what I mean. There gets to be a point in late summer when it's kind of gets unbearable because there's so much to do and you're in the weeds. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we're getting into time to start planting again. I think the eclipse energies are over and tomorrow I'm back at it, so we'll see. Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of In the Garden with Susan. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about the flowers with the strongest scents and how you can plan to make your garden this year to be a very scented, enchanted place to be. You can find this podcast and others at Spotify, Radio Public, Podchaser. It's on my Rumble channel, and also now I've just started to put them on my YouTube channel due to a request from a friend. And as always, you can find it at my website at www.gardenfairybotanicals.ca. And I hope you have an enjoyable week planting things, and we will see you in the garden.